Summer's here, and Nordstrom has everything you need for your best dress season ever. From beach days and weddings to weekend getaways and your everyday wardrobe. Discover stylish options under $100 from tons of your favorite brands like Mango, Skims, Princess Polly, and Madewell. It's easy too with free shipping and free returns, in-store order pickup, and more. Shop today in stores, online at Nordstrom.com, or download the Nordstrom app.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want is a great feeling. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily. 3 Key Things That Will Make or Break Your Marriage by Laura Heck of Gottman.com. Have you ever had a make or break moment in your marriage? As in, whatever decision you make will change things in a big way? I did a television interview a couple of weeks back where I was reminded of one such moment. Here's the setup. A hospital, a newborn baby, me, still recovering from labor, and my husband, with big news. Essentially, we were still in the hospital, basking in the glow of becoming newborn parents, when my husband received news of a big promotion at work. We were thrilled by this news. Or rather, we were thrilled up until the moment when my husband revealed later that accepting the position would require both of us to quit our jobs and move to Utah. At first, I thought he was joking, but I quickly realized that whatever I said right then would change things in a big way. To state the obvious for those who know me, I am not a saint. I have a fabulous track record of epic failures and selfish choices in my marriage. However, I am proud to share that this make it or break it episode in my marriage turned into a win in the make it column. I decided to try out a new skill. In the therapy world, we call this skill compromise. Compromise goes really well when you remember 3 key things. Number 1, know your partner. Laying the groundwork for effective compromise, especially in make or break moments, happens long before the moment even begins. Having a detailed love map of your partner's inner world, knowing every nook and cranny of your partner's heart, desires, dislikes, dreams, and fears, can help you understand what informs their point of view. Number 2, meet in the moment, not in the middle. In a real compromise, both parties are bound to be at least a little disappointed. Don't let that disappointment get in the way of the relationship. Adopt a habit of asking, what part of my partner's request can I agree to? This will help you stay connected while you manage your differences. Number 3, focus on what you both want. If you can identify your core shared dream or goal in a situation, it can take the pressure off of the details and elevate the entire conversation. Even if your shared dream is just to stay married, that can help you reframe your non-negotiables. When you're clear about shared objectives, you cut through the fog of emotion and difference, and the specifics fall more quickly into place. Now, back to the story. Here comes the part in where I throw my hands up and say, I win. I had no desire to ever move to Utah. It wasn't on my radar. I loved my life, our life, right where we were, in Seattle. But I was able to compromise without harboring any resentments by focusing on those 3 truths. First, I trusted my husband. I knew him well enough to know he wasn't chasing prestige or even a paycheck. I also knew that he had my best interests in mind. Second, I made sure to share my own thoughts and fears without criticizing or getting defensive. I worked hard to stay connected to him, even though I wanted badly to put my foot down, which of course would not have helped. Finally, I realized that it wasn't about my dream versus his dream. At that very make or break moment, this was an opportunity to create a new shared dream. Being honest with myself and my husband, I knew that moving to Utah would be a tough proposition if there was no real, honest, shared meaning in the move. I needed to wake up each day driven and full of purpose to accomplish our dream. So, we created it. Our new dream was to spend more time together as a family and to retire in 10 years. Each day, we each make contributions toward this shared dream, and as a result, we are closer now than we ever have been. In this way, the move to Utah was about something much bigger than geography or moving just for a job. It was about a larger, shared vision of our life together. Let me encourage you. Learning how to compromise does not require an epic, life-changing decision. But compromise can be essential when an epic, life-changing, make-it-or-break-it decision does arise. Compromise is not just about the what, but about the how and the why, and most important, the who. Both of you. Whether it's a question of household chores or visiting in-laws or a future job or whatever, it feels good to make the make-or-break moments. You just listened to the post titled, 3 Key Things That Will Make or Break Your Marriage by Laura Heck of Gottman.com.
Get into your body's vitals with the Vitals app on Apple Watch.
I wanna get into my body and let my skin do the talking. I wanna feel like I'm myself again.
The Vitals app tracks key overnight metrics so you can spot changes in your health before you feel them. The Vitals app on Apple Watch. iPhone XS or later required. The Vitals app is for wellness purposes only and not for medical use.
I wanna get into my body.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. From streaming to shopping, Prime helps you get more out of your passions. So whether you're a fan of true crime or prefer a nail-biting novel from time to time, with services like Prime Video, Amazon Music, and fast free delivery, Prime makes it easy to get more out of whatever you're into or getting into. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to learn more.
And such a marvelous post from Laura, thanks to her for sharing. This is such a simple but great tool we've heard today. And I think that any couple can utilize this tactic right now and not have to necessarily wait for there to be a big pending change like a move to Utah. At any time, it's wise for couples to sit down and put in the work of deciding what their values are as a unit and what shared goals they're always trying to accomplish. And maybe revisiting this discussion once in a while is wise too, as these values can change. But what this does is help us always keep the big picture in mind. And thus we can always refer back to how any decision or situation affects the mutual effort to reach these goals or adhere to these established values. In doing so, no situation ever feels too big, or at least bigger than the relationship itself, right? Couples can stay reminded that any big change is simply a chess piece in the game of keeping the relationship thriving. It's not its own game of chess. So sit down with your partner at any time, share this post with them, and decide on what foundations you always want to maintain. Foundations that are to be kept at the forefront of the relationship regardless of what types of forks in the road are reached. Okay, everybody, and that brings us to the end. Awesome piece from Gottman today that I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. And I will be back tomorrow with another post to get you thinking, so don't miss out. I hope to see you there, where your optimal life awaits.